Hey guys, mahal everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome to my YouTube channel with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the next batch of Awakenings that's going to be going live soon on the global version of the game, Awakenings Part 7. This one is interesting because as it was announced at the last Square Enix live stream, this one is going to have 7 characters being awakened versus the normal 6 that we've been seeing in the previous batches. So very, very interesting move by Square. Again, guys, first of all, thank you for being patient and waiting for this video to be released on my channel. As you guys know, I started a brand new job at Facebook. I'm loving it. But with that added to my plate, it's a little bit hard to get those videos out, but I did promise you guys 3 videos per week. So here's the first one, starting off with Awakenings Part 7. So let's take a look at what this Awakening gives us. So remember, the level caps for these characters are going to be increased to 60. That means they get better stats, new passives, more CP, and ability extensions. We're going to get Tier 4 high shards available to us, and that's going to be coming in the form of the Heretic quest that's going to be coming out for these. And Wave 7 features Edge, Eiko, Galuf, Vanille, Balthier, and King. And also something to add is the resources that you need to get these particular characters awakened. So that's going to be from 51 to 60 and then 1 to 60. So those are the resources if you want to start saving up now for these characters. All right, we're going to start off with our Dark Crystal character King. So at 54, he's going to be getting a passive called Buff Attack and Boost Up, giving him a 40% attack and max Brave increase while buffed. That's great because he is a pure damage dealer ranged wise. At 55, he's getting Rapid Bullets Extend. Not only does he get 2 additional usages for this ability, but it also increases this ability's Brave hits from 2 to 3. It increases the overall Brave damage potency for the normal version to 210%, and then the plus version, which happens after you use Reload, the Brave hits go from 1 to 2, and remember, it does deal HP damage afterwards, and the overall Brave damage potency is going to be at 220%. He also will have the 40% max Brave up extended to 5 turns after he uses his ability, and the 20% attack up extended to 3 turns. At 58, he gets Last Boost, which is a 40% max Brave increase if his HP is at 100% at the start of the final battle. At 60, he gets Reload Extend, so the Brave heal that he gives to himself is now going to have a potency increase. It's going to be based on 200% of his attack. It's also going to extend that Trigger Happy unique buff duration to 18 turns, that's quite a long time for a unique buff. He's going to deal HP damage after he uses his ability, so that's awesome because before he would just use it, he gets the Brave heal, and then he essentially just replenishes his other abilities. And it's also going to change his Brave Attack to Brave Attack Plus, which is a 2-hit range Brave Attack with a 160% Brave damage potency. So overall, what is the verdict on King's initial awakening? So I feel like his greatest asset is his longevity, because first of all, 18 turns is insanely long. It's probably the longest lasting unique buff that we have. And then also adding that HP damage after reload, it gives him another option to be able to deal damage. So then that way, because his rapid bullets gets better after you use reload, you can actually do something with reload where you use it and then he deals damage right off the bat. So that way he's not just wasting a turn. And to top it off, he got some really good auras in the form of his level 54 passive to further enhance the amount of damage that he deals. So while King, with his awakening, he may not hang with the top meta, I feel like he's going to be like a mid-high tier damage dealing character, and I feel like he's also not a character that you don't want to sleep on, especially for being a range damage dealer. And for a character that doesn't even have an EX weapon yet, that's pretty good damage that he can deal, and also pretty good longevity for longer fights. And for top priority artifact passives, go with Attack plus 108, Max Brave plus 330, and Rapid Bullets power up 2-star. Next character we're going to talk about, Edge. So I'm excited for this one because now my team ninjas are going to be tackling even more harder stages. If you guys follow that series, I like using Yuffie, Edge, and Shadow in a team. So now the second ninja is going to be Awakening. So his Crystal level 54 is going to give him Buff Attack and Boost Up, 40% attack and max Brave increase while buffed. And then at C level 55, Shock Extend. So first of all, it's going to be at a 210% overall Brave damage potency. The Brave hits is going to be from 1 to 3. He's going to be dealing HP damage after usage, which is amazing because before he would need to build his Brave up first and then deal an HP attack. And then it also grants him a 40% max Brave up for 4 turns. At 58, he gets Eblin's Teaching Attack All. So It's a 20% attack increase to everybody as long as you have that Eblin's Teaching unique buff active. So this is a great aura to enhance the party's damage, and all you need to do is have Eblin's Teaching active, which, looking at his second ability, Smokescreen Extend, that's how you get it. +1 skill usage to this ability. Brave heals increased to 180% of his attack. Eblin's Teaching unique buff duration is extended to 8 turns, meaning you're taking better advantage of that level 58 passive. He also deals HP damage after usage, which gives him another way to deal damage, and his Brave Attack is changed to Brave Attack Plus, a one-hit melee Brave Attack with a 150% Brave damage potency. So wow, my verdict on this is, so prior to Edge's Awakening, his biggest issue for me, being an evade tank, was that he's taking additional turns to build up his Brave. So first you'd want to use Smokescreen, and then you use Shock if his Brave is still not high enough and you're not running any support, and then he can finally deal HP damage. And the problem with that is that you're essentially wasting 2 turns to finally be able to deal damage with his character. Now that both of his abilities trigger HP damage and also deal more damage, I feel like he can actually be a valuable asset to your party. And evade tanks are fun because essentially with Edge, he provokes the enemy and he also has high evade. So whatever the enemy throws at him, they're going to be missing. And then the top priority passes for Edge, if you decide to build him up, is Attack plus 108, Max Brave plus 330, and then Shock power up 2-star. The next character we're going to look at is Vanille, who is our red crystal user, being awakened in this batch. So at 54, she gets debuff, boost, and speed up, which gives her a 70% max brave and small speed increase as long as the enemy is debuffed. And if you're using Vanille, you're going to have a debuffed enemy because she is a debuffer. At 55, she gets Deep Protect, 13 Extend, +2 skill usage on this ability, 120% overall brave damage potency, and then the potency of the debuff she inflicts is going to be increased. So now the enemy is going to get a 50% attack down reduction and then an 80% defense down. So that 80% defense down is pretty huge. That's a lot of defense that Vanille is essentially shaving off the enemy. And she's also going to be healing the party's brave now by 30% of max brave. So we know that currently her Dispel ability, her second ability, already kind of does this as long as you have her weapon passive. But now it looks like her first ability is doing it now too, so she can be like a pseudo brave batter if you think about it that way. And then she also deals HP damage with this ability as long as her brave is 80% or greater than her max brave. The only issue with this is that because her abilities do have low percentages, it might be a little bit harder for her to do this, but hey, that's pretty good that she's actually able to deal HP damage potentially as long as you hit that requirement. Her Brave Attack does change to Brave Attack Plus for 8 turns, which is a one-hit non-elemental magic Brave Attack with 150% Brave damage potency, but if it's against a debuff target, the damage is increased by 1.5 times. Alright, so now at 58, she gets Debuff, Attack, and Boost All, which gives her a 20% attack and max brave increase for the entire party as long as the enemy is debuffed. Very cool that she has this, so that way she's, if you're using her, she's able to ramp up the amount of damage that your party deals. And then at 60, Dispel Extend, 1 additional usage for this ability, 160% overall brave damage potency with a 1.6 times additional damage on a single target. She also deals HP damage if her brave is at 80% or greater than her max brave when she uses this ability. Her HP attack is changed to HP Attack Plus for 12 turns, which heals her own brave by 70% of her attack before inflicting HP damage. So what is my verdict on Vanille's initial awakening? So when the level 60 era began, one of Vanille's glaring issues was that low damage and lack of an HP attack follow-up. So she was a debuffer, but essentially she was doing that and she wasn't really doing anything else, you know? Which left her bench for a bit. However, with this awakening, she's improved drastically in being one of the best debuffers to use. So that minus 50% attack and minus 80% defense is no joke. So like, I feel like if you use her, as long as the enemies are not immune to defense debuffs, you're gonna be melting them down like butter. So you pair her up with like Beatrix, who's a high damage dealer, or Kate Sith, who can also be a high damage dealer. You have that debuff down there. That's a lot of damage that you're dealing. That's a lot of brave that you're going to be shaving as long as you have the debuff there. And then while her brave damage might be still on the low side, I feel like the upgrades do more than make up for it. And if you decide to build her up as far as artifact passes wise, attack plus 108, so then that way she can at least hit that 80% or greater threshold of her max brave, Deep Protect, brave gain 2-star, and then Dispel, brave gain 2-star. All right, next character is going to be our green crystal user, Galuf, our evade tank or counter evade tank. So at 54, he gets buff boost and speed up, 80% max brave and medium speed increase while buffed. Great for him to have this because he's actually pretty slow. So that medium speed increase is great. And then 80% max brave is no laughing matter. That's a big percentage there for an aura. And then his cover and cover plus extend from his 55 passive gives him 2 additional uses for this ability. It now grants an ally 30% attack up for 3 turns, so that's pretty nice. 60% max brave up to allies only, not Galuf, for 5 turns. It also heals the party's brave by 50% of max brave, so wow, this ability now gives us a brave battery option, and it changes his HP attack to HP attack plus for 5 turns, which is a 1-hit melee brave plus HP attack with a 110 brave damage potency. At 58, he's going to be getting Master Attack All, so he gives the party a 20% attack increase when he masters an ability. So pretty cool. He's increasing our party's overall damage. And then at 60, Blade Block plus Extend, heals Galuf's Brave by 100% of his attack, and then it multiplies it by 2 times. So that's pretty cool that he has that self-Brave heal. He also deals HP damage after he uses this, which is good. And then after he uses the Blade Block Plus version, which is essentially the mastered version, he counters with his physical, as long as his physical evasion up buff is active, with an HP attack that's added after the Brave attack. So before he would only counter with a Brave attack, this time it's a Brave plus HP attack with a 220% brave damage potency. So my verdict on Galuf is, most tanks right now, they play a niche role. They're great if you're lacking certain characters, especially if you're a newer player. Now, Galuf did receive some very nice upgrades with his Awakening. So he's able to now act as a Brave battery with cover, so it makes him a little bit more versatile. Now, he's still going to be niche because he's only good against bosses that primarily use physical attacks because of that counter, that evade and counter. So that's where you want to bring him to. And I feel like he also lacks some sort of a heal, like an HP heal, because like Warrior of Light can heal. Who else can heal? I believe Celeste can also heal herself. So for a tank, I know he's an evasion tank, so you're all going to be saying, well, he's not going to be hit with an HP attack because he's evading. But what if he loses that physical evasion buff, you know, and you forget to refresh it? You know, it'd be nice to have some sort of sustaining heal. But overall, I feel like he's a fun, unique option to use your green high shards on. Just be aware, since Agrius was already announced to be coming out, green high shards are going to be very important. So if I were you, I would still save. But if you like Galuf, then by all means go ahead and build up this character because his unique role as an evade and counter attack is pretty fun. And then for artifact passives, max brave plus 330, attack plus 108, blade block, brave gain 2-star. All right, the next character is going to be our first white crystal user in this list, since we have 7 characters now, which is going to be Seymour. So at 54, Seymour is going to get debuff attack and speed up, where he gives himself a 30% attack and small speed increase as long as the enemy is debuffed. At 55, he gets Chain Spell Extend, which gives him a 200% overall brave damage potency with this ability. He's going to be able to deal HP damage with this ability as long as his brave is 80% or greater than max brave. He also will be now inflicting a minus 50% initial brave down for 5 turns, and he changes his brave attack to Brave Attack Plus, which is a 1-hit magic brave attack with a 120% brave damage potency, but it does deal additional 1.5 times damage against debuffed targets. At 58, he's going to be getting buff attack and boost up, which is going to be giving him a 40% and max brave increase while buffed, allowing him to deal more damage. And then at 60, Lance of Atrophy Extend, 140% overall brave damage potency. Those debuffs that he inflicts are going to be improved, so now it's going to be at a 40% attack reduction, 40% defense reduction, and 40% max brave down. And then after you use Lance of Atrophy, this is the most interesting one and one of my favorites that he got from this ability for this extension. If the target's HP is less than 50% of their max HP, he's going to immediately cast Chain Spell, his first ability, for free. And remember, if you have the 55 passive, if his max brave, or his brave I mean, hits 80% or greater of his max brave, that's another HP attack he's dealing. So very, very cool that he got this. The requirement, yeah, might be a little bit hard to achieve, especially against a boss, but hey, additional damage is additional damage, especially if it's for free. That's awesome. So what is my verdict on Seymour? So Seymour was essentially the magical version of Tidus, but the difference between the two is that Tidus scored more turn usage because he had that low action delay with his abilities, and overall was more aggressive and the better pick between the two. However, with Seymour's Awakening, I feel like the playing field becomes slightly more even because not only did his debuffs get stronger, he deals more damage, and I love the great mechanic he gets where he can cast Chain Spell for free as long as you hit that requirement. So overall, he's a solid option for a hybrid debuffer magic damage dealer to invest those white crystals into. And top priority passives for him are going to be Attack plus 108, Max Brave plus 330, and Chain Spell power up 2-star. Now the next character that got an Awakening, another white crystal user, Eiko. So she was our queen of support back during the level 50 era. She did fall off, but let's see what level 60 gives her. So at 54, buff based and boost up, 60% initial brave and max brave increase, and this applies to the entire party. That's pretty amazing, right? She is support, so I like it. And it's an aura, so that means it's an invisible buff. HP regen, extend at 55. Brave heal to the party is now based on 200% of her initial brave. That's pretty crazy. She also grants a 30% attack and max brave up to the party for 12 turns. If she has her weapon passive available, her 15, it jumps up to 40% attack and max brave up to the party for 12 turns. And I love the long duration on this ability, on the buff. And then she also deals HP damage after usage. There's no 80% or greater max brave requirement. She just deals it right after, which is pretty cool. And then her HP attack is changed to HP attack plus for 12 turns. It heals the party's HP by 20% of the HP damage she deals up to 10% of their max HP. So another way for her to heal the parties. That's pretty amazing. And then at 58 and 60, at 58 she gets buff attack and boost all, 20% attack and max brave increase to the party while she's buffed. Again, very good, and it's an aura to the party. And then at 60, Smite extends, so we already know that this ability is already a brave battery, but now it gets an additional +2 skill usage. The overall damage that it deals is 220% now. It deals HP damage after use. I love it, I love it. And then the brave attack is changed to brave attack plus for 5 turns, so this is going to be a one-hit holy magic brave attack. It heals the party's brave based on 50% of her attack, and it has a 150% brave damage potency. So wow, what is my verdict on Eiko? So she's back. The Queen of Support is back. Her Awakening has given her 2 amazing auras to further boost the entire party's offensive power. So not only is she a great battery and healer, but she also deals HP damage after using her abilities with no weird requirement of having like 80% or greater max brave. And then to top it off, the plus version of her brave and HP attacks not only give your party more survivability and sustainability, but it also simultaneously gives Eiko more longevity in tough fights, so that way she's not burning through her abilities too quickly. And then while she lacks overflow, like Kate Sith or Deuce, I feel like this Awakening has allowed her to climb back to being one of our strongest support, and I feel like she can give the likes of Selfie, Deuce, and Kate Sith a run for their money. I feel like she's a great investment for your white high shards. The passives you want on her artifact-wise is Initial Brave 170, Attack 108, and Max Brave 330. The last character getting an Awakening is everybody's favorite Sky Pirate from Final Fantasy XII, Balthier. At 54, he gets buff attack and speed up, which gives him a 40% attack and medium speed increase as long as he's buffed. At 55, he gets Snatch Shot Extend, 2 additional uses on this ability, 200% brave damage potency, now deals AoE brave damage, and it also deals an additional 1.6 times more damage against a single target. It also guarantees his buff stealing rate, so now he's going to be stealing buffs no matter what with this, and if his brave is at 80% or greater, he is going to deal HP damage. And then his brave attack is changed to brave attack plus for 5 turns. It's a one-hit range brave attack that has a medium rate to steal 1 random buff, so another way to steal buffs, and this time it's just coming from a brave attack plus with a 150% brave damage potency. At 58, he gets buff boost up, a 60% max brave increase as long as he's buffed. And then finally at 60, great aim plus extend, +1 skill usage on this ability, guaranteed buff stealing rate. He increases the brave heal multiplier based on his initial brave, and this time he's also going to be self-brave healing himself for 100% of his attack prior to that other first brave heal, so 2 brave heals, and then he also grants himself 40% physical attack up for 8 turns. So my verdict on Balthier is he's back with a pretty good Awakening. So this character is fun to play around with because I like how he steals buffs, and that's something that not every character can do, and it's perfect because he's a Sky Pirate. So His ability 1 is amazing now because I like the AoE Brave damage, so that way he's actually able to attack multiple targets and potentially score more breaks. But he's also now dealing HP damage, and then the 100% chance to steal buffs is just great. So in a way, it's like another way to dispel, but it's helping Balthier at the same time, which is awesome. The added Brave Attack Plus is great too, because not only does it give him more longevity, but another way to steal buffs. And then I like how his second ability has 2 self-Brave heals, so then that way it's an option for him to reach his max Brave as quickly as possible, so then that way he could deal more HP damage. And then the physical attack up is a nice added bonus. So with his fun play style, I feel like he's going to be a pretty decent option to invest your yellow high shards. Again, may not contend as greatly compared to some of our better units, but he's fun, and I know a lot of people like him, and he's going to be a pretty solid option if you're looking for a character that deals with enemies buffing themselves, but in a more unique way rather than just dispelling or pushing them off with debuffs. And if you're going to use artifact passes on him, attack 108, max Brave plus 330, and then snatch shot power up 2-star. Alright guys, this is going to conclude my video for Awakenings Part 7. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. Once again, this is 40 the Broadway saying, stay tuned for my next video, and mahal everyone.